Things are getting very, very interesting. Raila Odinga's AUC haters can't just believe what they are seeing with their own eyes. Before I bring you the latest from Tanzania, let me say this. Today is the 28th of January 2025. In the next about 4 weeks, African heads of state will vote to elect the new AUC chairperson. In the next 4 weeks, Africa will be having the new AUC chairperson. And without mincing my words, Raila Odinga is the next AUC chairperson and is going to win that seat with a landslide. He is going to win that seat with a landslide. Anybody still doubting that, please open your eyes. If you can't open your eyes, go to any nearest mental hospital for a thorough mental checkup. If you can't see Raila Odinga winning AUC, go for a mental checkup. Raila is winning. And now to the latest from Tanzania. There is a meeting that started in Tanzania yesterday. It ends today, 28th January 2025. This is a meeting bringing African heads of state, business leaders, and Africa's development partners. So African heads of state are converging in Tanzania. The host is Mama Samia Suluhu. Out of all the candidates gunning for AUC, only one has been invited for that summit. And that one is Raila Amolo Odinga. All his competitors have not been invited. That speaks volumes. Let's have a look at what Raila Odinga shared out through his social media accounts before we dig deep. Raila Odinga, thank you, Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the Republic of Tanzania. His Excellency Akinwumi Adesina, President of the African Development Bank, and His Excellency Ajay Banga, President of the World Bank, for inviting me to the Africa Heads of States Mission 300 Africa Energy Summit in Dar es Salaam. This summit is laying the groundwork for a new partnership to transform the continent's power sector and achieve universal access to electricity for our 300 million people. Africa's path to power integration and connectivity is a cornerstone to prosperity and industrial takeoff. Partnership amongst our countries is, therefore, paramount in this endeavor. I am here to offer my support, and I also want to recognize the World Bank's crucial role and African Development Bank in driving energy provision for Africa and the ongoing commitment to supporting our continent's energy goals. And you are seeing Raila Odinga has shared out those photos. You are seeing Raila Odinga with Mama Samia Suluhu. You are seeing Raila Odinga with African heads of state, business leaders, and Africa's development partners. Raila is freely mingling with Africa's heads of states. And these are the people who will vote in the under 4 weeks coming. That's Raila Odinga. And it's very interesting that only Raila Odinga was invited for that summit. The summit started yesterday and it's ending today. Let's have a look at what Raila Odinga's so-called main challenger, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, shared out through his social media accounts. If you look at Mahmoud Ali Yusuf's account, it was last updated 4 days ago. A clear confirmation he never attended this summit. This is what he said. I held a press conference yesterday with Tanzanian media to present my vision and my ambition for our continent. This is a man who was in Tanzania. Instead of meeting the right people, he called for a press conference. So he's talking to African people. The people are not going to vote. Only the heads of state and the heads of government will vote. So Mahmoud Ali Yusuf never attended this summit. He was not invited for this summit. I want us to put all this into perspective for Kenyans who see in clear terms what all this means. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. In case you may want to support our forum, that's my number. Let's continue. Raila Odinga has been invited for that summit and not any of his competitors, because even the African heads of state, they see Raila Odinga as the candidate most likely to win. He's more experienced and he commands more support among the African heads of state. That's why only Raila Odinga was invited for that summit. He is the front runner. Secondly, if you look at Raila Odinga, Raila commands respect amongst these heads of state. He has been a prime minister. He has been an opposition leader. And it's believed Raila Odinga won some of the presidential elections in Kenya. So African heads of state, they see Raila Odinga as one of their own, as their equal. So they feel Raila Odinga is up to that task. Compare Raila Odinga to maybe the Djibouti's candidate, just a minister serving at the behest of Djibouti's president. He's not in the league of Raila Odinga. Instead of the heads of state maybe cutting deals with Djibouti's candidate, they rather cut a deal with Djibouti's president, but not this Djibouti's AUC candidate. He's below par. So I honestly believe African heads of state see Raila Odinga as the first amongst equal. He has the credentials to actually lead AUC. And then again, if you look at it from a different angle, this is the turn for Eastern Africa to produce AUC chairperson. And almost all Eastern African countries have thrown their weights behind Raila Odinga, except Djibouti, Somali, and Madagascar. And the reason is because these countries have got their own candidates, save for only Somali. So it's commonsensical that maybe those other African countries who are not in Eastern Africa, they'll just vote to support a candidate that is being supported by Eastern Africa. And that candidate is Raila Odinga. Should those other African blocs support a candidate not enjoying majority support from Eastern African countries, then the mission and vision that the candidate must come from Eastern Africa, the vision and mission will not be achieved. The vision is to produce a candidate that is being supported by Eastern African countries. And that candidate is Raila Odinga. So these other African blocs might be forced to support the candidate that's enjoying support among most of these Eastern African countries. So any person not seeing all these things, any person still hoping for Raila Odinga to lose, wake up from that slumber. Raila is winning this with a landslide very early in the morning. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. To Raila Odinga's haters, continue hating. But in the under 4 weeks coming, the truth will come out very clearly. And Raila Odinga is winning this. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. To support our forum, that's my number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.